What if the very thing you did to save your career ended up destroying it? For these Hollywood stars, the pursuit of perfection turned into their biggest regret. We're talking about A-list celebrities who went under the knife, hoping to stay relevant in an industry obsessed with youth, only to wake up looking in the mirror and not recognizing themselves. Some lost their careers, others lost their identities, and a few are still living with the consequences today. But here's what makes this even more heartbreaking. Most of them were pressured by the very industry that later rejected them for changing. It's a vicious cycle that keeps repeating. And these 10 celebrities are living proof of what happens when Hollywood's beauty standards go too far. Mickey Rourke. Let's talk about Mickey Rourke's story, which begins at a surgeon's office and not in the boxing ring. Mickey's decision to get plastic surgery was driven by his desire to fix his broken face, which had been destroyed by boxing. His professional boxing career in the early 1990s left him with a broken nose, fractured cheekbones, and severe facial injuries. All he needed was reconstructive surgery to look normal again. But unfortunately, he fell into the wrong hands. In 2009, he told Daily Mail, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing. But I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together." That decision changed a lot, and he had to go through 5 nose operations, cheekbone reconstruction, and multiple procedures just to repair scar tissue. Weeks later, the heartthrob who had captivated so many people became almost unrecognizable. What started as a medical necessity spiraled into something darker. Doctors speculated that he had facelifts, lip fillers, and Botox that altered his expressions permanently. Jennifer Grey. After Dirty Dancing in 1987, Jennifer Grey was America's sweetheart. But the pressure from the industry kept reminding her that her distinctive nose was a problem. Her mother and 3 other plastic surgeons advised her to give in to plastic surgery, and as such, she underwent 2 rhinoplasties to fine-tune her appearance. The result of that plastic surgery left her nose totally truncated and dwarfed, making her unrecognizable. She once said with so much regret how Michael Douglas didn't recognize her at a premiere. "Overnight, I lose my identity and my career," Grey wrote in her 2022 memoir, Out of the Corner. She calls it Schnazageddon, the surgery that made her invisible in Hollywood. Courtney Cox. There have been rumors that Courtney from Friends was always chasing after her youth, and they regret that she is way different. Or hers is not a case of one surgery gone wrong. It is a gradual domino effect. She admitted that the pressure from Hollywood drove her to want to stay young, and to accomplish that, she got excessive fillers and Botox.
I was trying to find myself in so many ways and not being able to come to terms with the fact that I'm getting older.
But by 2017, she realized that she had gone too far. Thankfully, she was able to realize it before it totally ruined her face, and she dissolved all of it. Donatella Versace. Even though she had never fully confirmed having had procedures, the transformation she has had over the decades continues to speak volumes. However, she did say during the 2013 Vogue Festival, "I am not like this genetically." And this made lots of people believe that she has had Botox. Her appearance, which changed from a soft sweetheart look to something her fans and even the industry could not recognize, has been said to be a result of facelifts, cheek implants, rhinoplasty, and extensive fillers. Jackie Stallone. Before Instagram filters and TikTok trends were invented, Jackie was busy pushing the boundaries of cosmetic enhancement. She was never shy about going under the knife, and it left her with more than just lines erased. During interviews, she did not mince her words about her regrets. She even stated that the injections made her look like a chipmunk with a mouthful of walnuts. Julia Fox. Julia's plastic surgery journey was on the same scale, but it had a different sentiment. As her career in Hollywood began to grow, she revealed that she had undergone cosmetic work like Botox, liposuction, rhinoplasty, and veneers, all because she wanted to fit into the part of being an ideal woman, and as such, appeal to men. But presently, she said in an interview that whenever she looks at people who have never altered their faces, it makes her wish she could go back to her natural self. Sharon Osbourne. And then there is Sharon Osbourne, a name that is synonymous with candid honesty. She also got enticed into the plastic surgery world, so she got a facelift in October 2021, and that left her with uneven features. But listen to what she said. She later described the whole process to the Sunday Times as the worst thing I ever did, and then she swore off cosmetic surgery, but the damage to her face had already been done. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla's story underscores the risk of plastic surgeries, showing the part that people don't like to look at. Back in the 80s and 90s, she received silicone injections from someone who was posing as a practitioner. These injections were later reported to be illegally smuggled silicone, and they caused very serious complications that forced corrective procedures. The surgery left her with lifelong consequences that she is using millions to try to solve. Rob Lowe. Priscilla's story is a bit different from that of Rob because Rob was one of the few men in Hollywood who always spoke cautiously about cosmetic work. Now imagine the shock of his fans when he finally admitted to using Botox and minor fillers. But fans could not be so upset because he finally cautioned people against overdoing procedures because he didn't like the results he saw on his face. Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson, the famous pop star, once told Glamour that she tried lip fillers in the mid-2000s and got this. She totally hated them. She complained about how uncomfortable and fake it was. She said it almost affected her ability to sing, and she was grateful when it wore off after a few months. Melanie Griffith. Melanie walked a path that was so familiar to many people in Tinseltown. She had countless procedures over the years, and they totally altered her face in the most dramatic way possible. Once she said that, she may have gone too far and did not currently like how she looked. Zac Efron and Meg Ryan. You may be wondering why these two are on the list, but even though they have not specifically said they had plastic surgeries, there is a lot of media chatter that is impossible to ignore. Also, their obvious facial changes have raised eyebrows. People have said that they look ugly and not at all presentable since they went for plastic surgery, but what do you think? Pete Burns. Pete Burns has been known for his famous "You Spin Me Around" music, but many people know him for something darker. They know him for his addiction to plastic surgery. It all started as a simple rhinoplasty, which was to fix a broken nose that he had gotten from his punk days, and it completely spiraled out of control. He went ahead to have nearly 300 plastic surgeries over his lifetime, but a botched lip augmentation that he had in 2004 totally changed everything. The procedure was done by Dr. Maurizio Viel, but he ignored the warnings not to mix the product with other fillers. The result was catastrophic. Pete's lip got infected, and he had yellow pus leaking from holes in his face. He could not eat or drink, and he was warned that he might need to have his lips amputated. To fix this, Pete spent 18 months in Italy, and he used his entire life savings for corrective surgeries. Finally, in 2014, he declared bankruptcy. Cardi B. Back in 2014, Cardi paid $800 for biopolymer butt injections, which are basically illegal silicone fillers performed without anesthesia. What makes her story crazy is that when she was done, she later discovered that the same woman who did that for her went to jail cause a client died on her table. Even when such a fate did not befall her, the dangerous fillers had caused fibrosis and life-threatening complications. And in January 2024, she had to get it removed. Nicki Minaj. On the run-through with Vogue podcast in November 2023, Nicki Minaj made a confession that stopped fans in their tracks. She regrets her plastic surgery. "I guarantee you, if you change anything on your body and do anything surgical in all this, you're going to more than likely, not definitely, more than likely, look back one day and say, 'I was fine just the way I was,'" the 40-year-old rapper admitted. And that's what happened to me. I could not believe even some of the photos that I didn't love. Nicki revealed that for years, she couldn't even look at old photos of herself from 2011. "I didn't like the way I looked," she explained. "I didn't like being skinny, having a flat butt, you know?" But then she became a mother to her son, known publicly as Papa Bear, and everything shifted. "Seeing my son reminded me of myself so much, my real self. And it made me think, why didn't I like this? So weird," she said. But seeing old photos, being able to look at old photos again made me realize these old photos are beautiful. While Minaj didn't detail specifics in the Vogue interview, she previously admitted on the Joe Budden podcast in 2022 that she never had surgery, but did get butt injections. Michael Jackson. The king of pop, Michael's journey with cosmetic work was never about fad or drama. From when he was a child, fame came, and so did the pressure to maintain an iconic image. During an interview with Oprah Winfrey, he acknowledged having 2 rhinoplasties, and he framed them as a correction to a childhood injury he had sustained. However, in 1984, he had a Pepsi commercial accident, and it left him with severe scalp burns, which added physical trauma and reconstructive needs, and these further altered his look. Janet Jackson. While Michael's transformations were highly publicized, his sister Janet Jackson was modest. She had a minor rhinoplasty early in her career and some occasional fillers just to maintain her natural look. But it did more than maintain her personal look. She changed so much that people struggled to believe if she was still the same person. Janet has always said that she only went for the surgeries because of the industry pressure to stay youthful. Toby Sheldon, this is where things get truly interesting. Toby Sheldon, a German singer, has spent over $100,000 on surgeries just to look like Justin Bieber. Unlike what most people think, Toby's extreme body modification was not just cosmetic. It was tied to identity and self-worth. And his pursuit became extremely harmful to him. Lil' Kim. Unlike other celebrities, Kim's story is usually very touching to anyone who listens. Kim was once in an abusive relationship, and she got a broken nose as a result of it. This led to her wanting to go for reconstructive work. Unfortunately, she got addicted to the procedure, and after decades of multiple rhinoplasties and enhancements, her look totally changed. LaToya Jackson. For the longest time, LaToya has openly talked about the pressure she feels to look younger. And she has gone through nose and cheek procedures just to later regret those choices because of how she turned out to look. Courtney Love. This view of hers was also shared by Courtney, who spoke so bluntly in interviews that she desired to look younger, but the botched procedures and even the emotional toll destroyed her in ways she never thought possible. Farrah Abraham. The transformation of Farrah has been one of the most talked about in reality TV, and it even made headlines in cosmetic procedures. She has openly spoken about multiple enhancements like fillers, lip work, and surgical tweaks, and as she didn't expect, these procedures reshaped her features over the years. Critics have said that her face appears frozen in expression as a result of the heavy use of fillers and surgical intervention. Do you think it looks that way? Heidi Montag. Trust me, Heidi's story was shocking not just to me but to everyone. As a matter of fact, her story hit like a cinematic twist in real life. So why is her story so shocking? Well, on the hills, she walked into the surgeon's clinic, and when she emerged hours later, she had finished 10 procedures. 10 procedures in one day. That's right, she got the whole works. I'm talking breast augmentation, a nose job, ear pinning, and more. She later said the experience got out of hand, and that with hindsight, she wouldn't repeat it. But she had already gone down in history for having that many procedures in one day.
I had my nose redone. I had my own fat injected into my cheeks. I had my ears pinned back. I had injections in my lips. I had my chin shaved down. I had my breasts redone and my back shaped. And then I had a little bit of inner and outer lipo.
Chloe Ferry. Cosmetic work for our Geordie Shore star Chloe began young, and it escalated quickly. She has been very candid about her regrets, especially her nose jobs, which she said left her struggling to breathe. Imagine going for a procedure to enhance the way you look, and it ended up causing an emotional toll for you. That is exactly what happened to her. Chloe even said that plastic surgery nearly cost her identity and happiness in her 20s. Chloe Khan. But she wasn't the only one who was left with a serious medical condition cause of plastic surgery. Chloe Khan once said that her nose job left her with an inability to breathe properly. According to what happened, she woke up mid-operation because she was not given enough anesthesia, and when she woke up again, it was at a different hospital. She called the entire procedure a nightmare. Megan McKenna. Once, Megan laughed about how lip fillers affected her speech, and even became a focal point in her career.
I went there and every single thing I was doing was being linked back to my mouth.
Oh.
And it was really upsetting me. I felt like...
What do you mean that it was affecting your singing?
No, it was the comment.
But get this, she did not bother keeping to the procedure that she spent thousands of dollars on. She immediately got them dissolved, and when she looks back on it, she feels stupid that she wanted to change her body image, and worse, this changed almost overshadowed her talent and identity. Jessica Alves. If I were to pick the person who has the most dramatic stories in this group, it would be Jessica Alves. She has documentation dating back decades that she used extensive facial enhancements and even suffered a nose tissue necrosis. Later, she spoke about the near-fatal risks that were tied to her procedures and how she was scared for her life. But this fear did not stop her, because she also went through gender-affirming surgeries. Jocelyn Wildenstein, Catwoman. Most people don't know Jocelyn, But everyone knows when she is being addressed as Catwoman because her cosmetic surgeries, which she has denied having, have given her feline-like features which only evolved over the years. Catwoman has said that she is scared of plastic surgeries, but her dramatic look, including her eyelid lifts and cheek enhancements, can only be tied to facial surgeries. Do you agree? There you have it. Though I am curious, which celebrity on this list surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe so you don't miss our videos as they drop.